Yo, check it. So I just made a video explaining the differences of the divine feminine and masculine energies, which is the soul and the spirit. And of course, there are people in my comments triggered. And now they want to reverse my information because that's what evil do. They'll steal the original and then recreate it as their own. This is exactly how confusion starts. I mean, just look around the world today. So in Genesis, the beginning, they define a spirit. Now the earth was formless and empty. Darkness was all over the surface of the deep. This is referring to the black hole we are in, also called the Eye of Horus. It was created when we fell below the plane of inertia. The eclipse we seen earlier this year is proof that we are inside of a black hole because that was the black hole sun we all seen. And it goes on to say the Spirit of God is hovering over the waters, meaning the Spirit is separated from anything underneath the water, which is the black hole we are in. So imagine a plane of inertia is Earth. Heaven is on top and the underworld is on the bottom. We are below the plane of inertia that I have labeled we are here in the abyss. This is what separates us from our spirit. But also this means the underworld cannot touch a spirit. In the fifth seal, they define a soul. It says, I saw under the altar the souls who have been slain. And it goes on to say the souls who cried are the inhabitants of the earth. Now imagine the plane of inertia being the altar. We are now below the altar in the underworld territory. So when we create negative energy, it gives them a boost. This is how they're able to program your ego, which is your soul. This is what keeps you disconnected from your spirit. There's a reason you always hear that phrase of someone selling their soul. When have you ever heard of someone selling their spirit? It's because the underworld has no control over your spirit, only your soul. So if you can't control your soul, how can you control your spirit? Now this is what allows the evil spirits from the 66 invisible legions by Baal to take over people, replacing the spirit. This is why a lot of people have the same tendency to seem like, particularly, the evil ones that seem like they have no feelings or no care on the world in general, just about themselves. I mean, even the Statue of Liberty proves that they bound us here by our souls. This is what the chain means. The reason the bottom of your foot is called a soul. The reason why they print your soul at birth after you come through the portal. And once you reach the dock, they register you into public records and then commit fraud on you for the rest of your life, essentially making you a prisoner of war. From the 7 reptile planets, that is what the 7 candlesticks represents. The torch represents the fake sun that we see every day, created by NASA to hide the black hole sun. It also sits on an 11-point star that represents the kings of Edom. The kings of Edom are 11 demonic rulers. So I want y'all to think about this. Who was really set free with a Declaration of Independence? Always remember, words are spells. One word we need to stop saying, and I'm going to say it this one time, is freedom, because you're saying free-edom. It's another way they're stealing our energy. So I'm about to give y'all a few examples on how to distinguish a soul versus a spirit. There could be 10 people taking the same art class for years. So generally, they learned the same skills. They all are given the same picture of an elephant to draw. 9 of them look similar, but one just looks different, but it also looks alike. At the same time, that is the spirit that places the twist within the programming of the classes. Here's a painting of an elephant I made. I know for a fact no one has made anything like this or anything similar to it in the world because no one has the same frequency of thought as I do. Here's another painting I know for a fact no one has ever seen in their life. It looks like a tiger, but it's also an elephant. When you see my work, you're gonna automatically know that it's mine because no one can replicate the frequency of my spirit. I remember back in the day, there was a game that we played back in school. We'll all get in line and the teacher would tell the first student one sentence, and then they'll repeat the sentence all the way down the line, and at the end, it always comes out to be something completely different. It's because words are actual frequencies itself. If your frequencies are off, you may say hi, and they might hear you saying bye. Low frequencies is what causes confusion and deception. So there could be kids on the same basketball team for years. Same training, same coaches. Most will play fundamentally, right? But there's always those few that play with their own style because of the gift of the spirit. Rather that's them jumping higher, being faster, or smarter than everyone. It automatically gives them an advantage on people that doesn't play with spirit because they are unpredictable and they are playing outside the fundamentals. For instance, I started dunking 10-foot goals in the 8th grade when I was about 5'8", 5'9", and I was stronger than most people my age. So that affected the way I played, and I developed my own playing style. It was hard to stop me unless you about 6'8", 6'9". You had to literally be physically taller than me to stop me because I was so strong and I jumped so high. Now we can have women going to the same cosmetology school, learn the same styles, the same techniques, but of course, there's always those few stylists that just hits different. Whether they do it faster or they have a better technique. Whatever it is, the spirit is making the stylist different. Now last, I want y'all to go out and literally see this for yourself and find someone that doesn't have a spirit. Go to your nearest downtown area and just go sit by the crosswalk. If someone has a spirit and they see that the road is clear, they will walk even though the crosswalk doesn't say walk. But a person without a spirit and only a soul will wait for the crosswalk to say walk even though the road is clear. But as soon as it says walk, they will literally walk right in front of a speeding car, not looking left or right because they are a part of the program. Technically not even real. I said all that to say this. A soul is basically in every dimension, but it stays in that one particular dimension. As in, it never leaves. It's like a default program. Think about it like your body functions, right? You see how we breathe automatically? That's a part of the soul. Now the spirit is multidimensional. It can actually leave here and go to different dimensions. You are the spirit. That's the real you. The energy source. The consciousness that has all the memory of the universe. This is what makes it so great that a literal galactic war broke out in a fight for our souls and spirits. That is how important we are. This is why they designed this whole place to make the gods feel like they're the lowest thing in existence. Quote unquote racism. At the same time, tricking everybody, making us think that we're the only sentient life forms that exist. We are literally creating this, and that's what they don't want you to know. So they can continue to distract you, so you have no real time to make a real choice. Well, at least for the sleeping people, because they don't know what they're doing. They've been fighting for and upholding the system of slavery. They either have no spirit or lost connection to their spirit. The top two phrases you're gonna always hear people say, it's just business, or I was just doing my job. Meanwhile, the whole business or job is generating negative energy to keep on fueling the system. It's either they don't know that they're doing wrong or they just do not care. So if you have a spirit, it's time to show it. And always stand up for your rights and everyone else's rights. Don't be sitting here chilling with everyone else that's committing wrong. Because at the same time, there'll be you fueling the system as well. So I hope you understand the differences of a soul versus your spirit. Anyways, y'all know how I keep it. Y'all be God. Hey.